I want to welcome you back to Black Site tonight. We're going to talk about Chicago is giving an extra $25 million to migrants for housing assistance. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. In the city of Chicago, they are giving migrants the bank. Since Brandon Johnson has become mayor, the city has invested $76 million in migrant relief help. The migrants in Chicago are being treated better than a homeless, better than a black homeless, better than a black community. In each one of these communities, especially the South Side, many of them have asked for government services. But the city constantly says, we don't have any money. But it seems like they can find money. The city of Chicago, Cook County, the state of Illinois, when it comes to migrants. This $25 million will go to migrants so they can pay rent-free housing. How many people in Chicago, especially black, are getting rent-free housing? It seems like the migrants are taking over, and they're the number one priority of the Democrat Party. Joe Biden has used these cities to stockpile millions of migrants, knowing that these cities can't afford them. He's basically trying to bankrupt most major cities. But you have to understand, this is all about politics. When it comes to the Democrat Party, they want as many migrants as they can to go to these major cities so they can have votes. You just heard this week in the state of Texas, Hispanics have become number one, more than white people in Texas. And you also have to understand that you are no longer, as a black person, ADOS, FBA, a priority to the Democrat Party. All you are is a mule, a crash test dummy, someone used to get votes for others' agenda. You are the one who vote for politicians who will give you the LGBTQ agenda, the migrant agenda, the Asian agenda, but your agenda is never being addressed. This is why we have black politicians who are coons and sellouts, who basically get their orders from Washington, D.C. And they tell them, support the migrants. What city do you know would support migrants that you can't afford? Most major cities in America are running deficits because they don't have the tax base. But you're taking in migrants. And we have politicians like Brandon Johnson, a wannabe Obama acolyte, who's basically sitting there accepting these migrants, but not addressing the major issues in Chicago for black people, which is education, crime, economic opportunities. He's spending his time addressing migrant issues. This should not be on the first thing on his plate when he accepted to be mayor of Chicago. Yes, this is what the Democrats want. They want to flood these states with these migrants, because if they flood them with migrants, they feel as though they can win every election. Joe Biden has thrown this country into an economic crisis. No stable country would let millions of people cross their borders. Russia wouldn't, China wouldn't. Even Canada is smart enough not to let this happen. But this agenda of open borders is going to destroy major cities. And you're basically, in the future, turning your cities into cauldrons for the Hispanic community. They will be the power brokers in those communities. if you keep letting them come in. But we're not smart enough to understand that. We are just spending taxpayer dollars that should be going to taxpayers who are citizens of this nation. It seems like these migrants have more rights than we as citizens. The first thing they do when they come to this country is break the law. They can break the law, but you can't. They break the law, they get free housing, they get free food stamps, they get whatever they want. They get a step forward while you're taking a step back. See, American citizens are no longer the priority. The migrants are. And that's a shame. And this is why we shouldn't vote Democrat. Because they put everybody in front of black people. They put the migrants in front of the black farmers who they said they were going to give loans to. They put migrants in front of those who are homeless in major cities. They put them in front of veterans because this is the priority. This is what they always wanted to do. And what happens when you get an overload of people? The system can no longer hold them. The system may collapse. And I'm wondering if those progressives and leftists want America to collapse from within so they can start something new. Brandon Johnson, Mayor Adams, Bowser in Washington, D.C., and others who are under this migrant attack, they refuse to stand up to the Democrat Party and say enough is enough. We can't let these people keep coming into our communities, and especially being dropped off straight in the black community. This is a level of disrespect politically for black people that I have ever seen. But we don't see any of our politicians standing up against illegal immigration. The only one standing up is the Republican Party. This is harmful not only to us politically, but it's harmful to us economically. Remember, those minorities who sit on the top will be priority number one. And as we go down year by year because of crime, abortion, and other issues, there will be minorities who will pass us in the future. And we will become, and we are, the poorest community in America. We have to stop this. We have to vote for somebody who will protect our borders, protect our cities, because we don't know who the hell's coming into this country. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, but also share this video.